Welcome all the respected teachers, dignitaries to BTP Phase 2 seminar on tunnel design. Presented by named Rajatna Gadpaile, Shivanand Gondge, Rushikesh Jadhav, Krishna Kasture, Ruturaj Lam, Krishna Shirure, Pradeep Surushe. And this project is guided by Ms. Pranoti Mahajan ma'am. I once again welcome all of you to the seminar. Myself, Rushikesh Jadhav. Before going to the introduction of tunnel design, I would like to tell what is tunnel. A tunnel is an underground passageway dug through the surrounding earth, enclosed except for entrance and exit. Tunnel provides safe, environmentally sound, fast, unobtrusive urban mass transit. We can use tunnel for transportation, fluid transportation. Also, we can use tunnel for as a storage medium. For example, storage of chemical weapons. Also, we can use tunnel during armed conflict. From the first day of graduation, we are very enthusiastic to know about what is tunnel and what about its structure and what is the method of construction. So we gone for the tunnel design project. Every tunnel design begins by selecting the engineering drawing, the most critical cross section for the construction of tunnel. This can be a function of excavated area, the distance to the other tunnel, the height of overburden, and the influence of building on the surface and the geological condition. This presentation is intended as a guide for those engineers responsible for the design of tunnels and aim to give them an overview of practical numerical models for tunneling. For many years, design of tunnel was based solely on experience and sometimes on very simple analytical consideration. As we know, tunnel, the surrounding of tunnel is highly mixture of buildings, maybe long buildings, big buildings, uh, small towns, and all the types of soils. So this is what i I tried to communicate through the introduction. And we used analytical approach as well as numerical modeling approach to design the tunnel. So this does not mean that the tunnel cannot be designed without use of numerical model. If the involved structure is a complex as the ground around the tunnel excavation and the material behaves non-linearly, then only numerical methods are capable of solving the problem. Why we use numerical models when it is not linear? Because numerical model helps us to solve the complex problems. Numerical modeling of tunnel excavation has to explain observed phenomena or predict phenomena before observations are possible. The model required for explanation of this phenomena encountered in the field should be more refined and as possible to reality. The structural design model for the engineering design purpose may be simpler one. It may not portray nature as it is. It depicts an actual tunneling process and in most cases being on the safe side.
Hello everyone, I am Ruturaj Lam. I am here to introduce to you Geo5 software. This program based on the finite element method can model and analyze a wide range of geotechnical problems including terrain and settlement, sheet pile, slope stability, excavation analysis. It offers several materials models for soils and variety of structural elements such as walls, anchors, geotextiles or geogrids. The Geo5 FEM is used to compute displacements, internal forces in structural elements, stresses and strains, and plastic zones in the soil, and other quantities in every construction stage. With the extension models, the program also performs the tunnel excavation analysis, the steady state or transition water flow analysis, or the coupled consolidation analysis. Geo5 is a software suite providing a solution for majority of geotechnical tasks. Individual programs have the same user interface and communicate with each other, while each program verifies definite structure type. It contains first one is stability analysis. It contains analysis of slope stability, rock slopes and MSC walls. Second one excavation design. It contains designs and verifications of retaining structures and pile walls. Third one is walls and gabion. It contains complex design of gravity, cantilever and prehab retaining walls. Fourth one is shallow foundation. It contains bearing capacity and settlement of spread footing, strip footing and slab. Fifth one is deep foundation. It contains bearing capacity and settlement of piles and pile groups. Sixth one is settlement analysis. It contains analysis of settlement and consolidation of foundation soil. Seventh one is tunnels and shaft. It contains analysis of tunnels, underground structures and vertical shafts. This is very useful for us. Eighth one is geological survey. It contains terrain and subsoil modeling based on geological surveys. Eighth one is field test. And it contains analysis of structures based on field test.
Hello everyone, I am Krishna Prabhakar Shirure. I am going to explain construction methods used for tunneling. Construction methods used in tunnelings. The first one is a cut and cover method. The cut cover is a simple method of construction for shallow tunnels in which trench is excavated and roofed over with an overhead support system. It is strong to enough to carry the load of what we built above the tunnel. The next method is bored tunnel method. The bored tunnel involves digging a tube-like passage through the earth. This usually refers to mountain tunneling, and it can be used for tunneling under bodies of water. The next one is clay kicking method. In this method, a hole is excavated into the ground, and after some depth, the tunnel is excavated, in which is done by the clay kicker, which lies on a plank at 45-degree angles. This is excavated using that toolkit collected by the workers. The shaft method. Shaft method is used, which is constructed at greater depth from the ground surface. The shaft is built up to the depth where tunnel is required. Shaft is a permanent structure which is like well with concrete walls. The next method is pipe jacking method. The pipe jacking is a trenchless technology method in which directly installation of fabricated pipes behind a tunnel shield by hydraulic jacking force from a drive shaft. The next one is box jacking method. Box jacking is a trenchless method of construction that enables an underground space to be created in shallow depth, and that avoids disruptions such as settlement of important infrastructures and minimizes the impact on the surroundings environment. Jacking is mainly used in urban environments. Uh, okay.
So here we have to see the damages to shallow foundation. Due to the high loading and the excavation, we may get some of the damages to shallow foundation, and we have to give the proper remedy to it. Along this, we have to see some material properties. A synthetic rock has been prepared in the laboratory by mixing plaster of Paris, sand and kaolinite clay in order to stimulate the soft rock. Then about geometric design. After determining all the properties of model material, dimensions of model are decided in order to stimulate the tunnel with surrounding rock mass in field condition. Boundary effects are also considered and maintained in the model as per the codal provision. Why we have to do this using surrounding rock mass? Because sometimes when we are excavating the tunnel, we have to take care of the all the surroundings. Sometimes there may not be any building, but sometimes they have huge buildings around the rock mass, so we have to take care of that, and we have to select a geometric design accordingly. Then numerical modeling. The rock and the tunnel assembly, steel patch, that is static, and drop hammer were modeled in 3 dimensions using Abacus explicit code. Abacus is continuum approach finite element method software, so the rock mass is assumed to be continuous. Why we have to assume the rock mass is continuous? Because if we don't make it continuous, then the calculation will be more and more complex. So the top horizontal boundary was kept free for displacement in all directions, while the bottom horizontal boundary was restrained against both vertical and horizontal displacement. If you see, this is the this is what we have to do in numerical modeling in TM. So static analysis of shallow depths. Here we can see 2D diagram, 3D diagram, and we are this is the chronology of what we have done. And if you see the second fig behavior of unlined tunnel in POP material under static loading, and the above one is the behavior of unlined tunnel in soft synthetic rock under the static loading. So when we compare this, we get a proper idea what is happening in the numerical model.
Hello everyone, myself Pradeep Suroshe. I am going to explain the point tunnel design by using NATM method. Basically, in phase 2, we are studying the NATM method. That is, the NATM method is the method of New Austrian tunneling method. That NATM method and the design of the tunnel by using Geophy application software that we are studied in this phase. So the main aim of this project is to design a tunnel by using any software or any method. So we are choosing this method in NATM. What we have to do that I am going to explain by using a problem. So the problem is that we have to develop a single track railway tunnel. The tunnel of ranging of the tunnel railway speed is at 160 to 230 km per hour. So in order to design such a tunnel, this is basically shape of the tunnel. And okay, in this NATM we are the basically the tunnel having excavated in the three portion. That is, the first portion is top heading, second one is bench, and third one is inward heading is the top portion, that is from crown to the various benches is there, and after at the end there is a inward. So in the overburden pressure, there is actually 14 meter. We are considering the 14-meter height of the overburden pressure. That overburden pressure is actually acting on the tunnel, and there is a primary lining, that is thickness of the lining, that is 200 is provided. So we are considering the to connect the rock bolt to the tunnel rock to the primary lining by using the uh, rock bolts. That rock bolt of capacity 120 kilonewton. While dealing with the Geophy application, finite element method, Geophy FEM, the important thing is that we have to consider the Geophy application, and in that there is a various stages are there. In order to the stages are explaining the how to the deal with the tunnel. So the basic stages are is that the first thing is that topology and the various construction stages. There are seven construction stages. In topology, we have to be modify. In topology, we are setting there are various problem setting. So the in topology we are setting the problem setting is deal done, and in problem setting we are assigning with the elements modeling and lining of the tunnel that is to be adjusted. In the in the now there are seven construction stages. The first construction stage is that we have to be set the geostatic stress state of the rock mass. Means that in the dialog box there is one option geostatic stress. So we have to be fix that clicking on the dialog box and setting the geostatic stress. So after setting is that there are the option is like that. The option is will be open switch option will be switch, that is the deformation option. We do that. After the topology, we have to be deal with the construction stage 1. So primary geostatic primary geostatic done did in the construction stage 1. In construction stage 2, there is a main portion of that. In construction stage 2, we are dealing with the excavation portion. Excavation portion including the top head excavation, activation, and the top head excavation that is did in the construction stage 2. So in top head excavation, we have to be excavated top portion, then benching, and then the bottom portion, that is invert, that will be excavated. After excavating the that portion, so we have to be make a temporary adjustment is there, so temporary lining is to be done in this portion. So in construction stage 3, we are we are deal with the concrete primary lining. In order to get primary temporary structure to the tunnel, so we are deal in construction stage. In construction stage 6, we are dealing with the making a at the top we are making the primary lining. So in order to, we are dealing with the at the top we are making a temporary structure for in construction stage 5. In construction stage 6, we are similarly making a side. At the side, we are making a concrete lining wall in order to protect side of the tunnel are made. In stage 7, we are dealing with the material characteristics that property are defined in the toolbox of the software Geo5 application. So at the so I'm now deeply explain the points that whatever that I have explained previously. Okay, this is stage 1. That in stage 1 we are setting the primary geostatic stress state. So that I previously explained that in dialog box we have to be the option that is that is geostatic stress. So we have to be set that. So the various colors are showing here. The colors are the various colors are showing on the screen. The color explain the various colors are explaining the various type of rock is there, and the various type of rock having various type of depth is there. So that in that, so this thing is shown in first figure. In second figure, that is construction stage 2, that we are in so in construction stage 2, that we are dealing with the heading excavation, activation, and supported excavation is there. So in order to uh, do that, we are that figure are showing here, that show that we are doing activation here of the to protect the unsupported walls. In stage 3, we are dealing with the protect this or supporting the top heading portion by using the concrete primary lining that in deal in that is did in the stage 3. So to do that, we are doing the making a 200 thick 200 thick concrete primary lining. So in order to protect the excavated portion. So in stage 4, we are improving the characteristics of the concrete at the top heading portion. In stage 4, we are also modifying the property beam property. So in order to strengthening option is also be there. So strengthening and adding the value of modulus of elasticity, that E equals to 2 into 10 to the power 5 MPa, that value is to be added. So in stage 5, the in stage 5 there is a modeling of the tunnel bench excavation. Activation of unsupported excavated opening is done in the construction stage 5. So that at the time of deactivation of the soil, there will be 40% of the load are taken into consideration, and the remaining action of the rock massif is done deal with the 60% portion soil or rock in that. Okay, in stage 6, we are providing similarly 200 thick immature concrete primary lining at the top. So sorry, at the side faces, that is wall are provided for a temporary structure is provided. As the stage 7, there is a construction stage improving the material characteristics of the supporting concrete structure of the tunnel of the used for the excavation. So looking to this diagram, that is frame analysis construction stage 7, the diagram shows us the various deformation, bending movements, shear force and normal force acting on a tunnel. Then how tunnel shows this thing shows in the given table, the table of showing the internal forces acting on that. And so what is the actually material model and the more Coulomb theory, what suggest about that points. So in the normal forces, that 1 minus 135.6 kilonewton meter, and the bending moment is also be there, and shear force is also be there. So that shows here in construction stage 7, that after that there is a one thing is that, okay, so we are dealing with the primary lining in various construction stages. So primary lining is deal with the carry mesh. Actually in that you are providing the 8 diameter steel rod for the wire mesh, and the wire mesh of dimension 150 by 150 So by using finite element metal, finite element method, we are deal with this project. Now this is a shortly that I am going to explain what is we are dealing in the construction stage 1. That in stage 1 we have to be set the geostatic unit, geostatic stress unit. In stage 2 we are dealing with the supporting the top portion, top heading portion. And stage 3 we are supporting the wall portion, that is a wall by using primary lining. In stage 4 we are improving the properties, improving material characteristics of the concrete at the top heading portion. So in stage 5 we are modeling the modeling in application, software geo5 application, the tunnel bench excavation portion. In stage 6 we are dealing with the supporting the side walls of the concrete primary lining. And 7 in last stage we are improving the material characteristics of the concrete that will be used in bench, and used at the invert also. Okay, this diagram shows the we have to be set the geostatic stress, and the geostatic stress are up in the dialog box. There is a analysis method that we have to be click on the geostatic stress, that is in the option present. So this is the frame setting, and that various ranges of the x ranges, y ranges is there. So this, okay, this thing is the frame setting, and that frame setting is done now.
Hello everyone, I'm Rajratna Gadapaile. Let's see the environmental impacts on tunnel. First, negative impacts on tunnel, in which first part is soil erosion. So the minor impact on soil erosion due to runoff from unprotected excavated areas cause the soil erosion, in which the top layer of soil becomes infertile. Then traffic divergence. For construction of tunnels, there will be requirement of partial road blocking at some locations. Then loss of trees. For the alignment purpose, the loss of trees, that is trees to be cut in the nearby location of the tunnel. For example, we studied the Mumbai Metro Rail Kolaba Bandra seepage, Mumbai Metro Rail 3, in which 673 number of trees to be cut. Then next part, mud disposal. As the metro excavation is underground and tunneling, cut and cover, foundation, fill and embankment, all these activities will require some large amount of muck will be produced. Then noise pollution. The major source of noise pollution during construction are movements of vehicles for transportation and construction material or equipments. And vibrational impact. At site, the TBM operation produce, that is tunnel boring machine, produce vibrations between 143 dB to 147 VDB. VDB is the unit of vibration that in velocity decibels. The vibrational impact should be within standard limits. Then water supply. For various use like drinking purpose, AC, cleaning, chiller will be required. Water will be required. Next up is impact due to project location. First, loss of forest. The the proposed alignment of rail metros, some of trees need to be cut. For example, Mumbai Metro Line 3, 673 number of trees to be cut will that will increase the CO2 production by 14,672 kg and reduce the oxygen level in air 32,977 kg. Then utility problem. Construction of metro station by cut and cover method will affect utility and drainage of the area. The subsurface and overhead utility services may be sewer, water mains, stormwater drains, etc. Impact on historical and cultural monuments. If some of the historical and cultural monuments are nearby, the project location will affect by alignment and formed by vibrational impact. Example, at Mumbai Metro construction, Chhatrapati Shivaji terminus is 40 meters near the proposed alignment that will affect by the vibrational and transportation activities. Impact on local transport facilities. The tunnel is proposed to cope up for future demands for transportation purpose or traffic equipments. Impact on groundwater surface. Precautionary measure detailed hydrological investigation is required prior to construction of tunnel. So we need to study the hydrological area before construction of tunnel. Health risk at construction site. It includes accidents due to improper construction practice and hazards due to lack of sanitation facilities. Next, impact due to labor camp. For that project, about 5,000 persons are likely to work, in which skilled laborers will stay at labor camp with their families. So their basic need to be managed there. Then impact due to blasting. Controlled blasting will require during construction of stations to remove hard rock. Blasting will generate ground vibrations and noise, which intensity depends upon the quality of explosive charge. Then depot of the tunnel. The depot is the place where buses or big vehicles are kept. And the depot at Array Colony is planned for Metro Corridor 3. Area is about 26.40 hectares. Then impacts due to depot. First, water supply. Water supply will be required for different purposes in the depot. For example, for washing, floor washing, for car washing, for floor washing, drinking purpose. Approximately total 160,000 liters water required per day. Effluent treatment. At Mumbai Kolaba Line 3, about 130 KLD waste is to be generated at depot, which will be treated at 160 KLD. KLD means kiloliter per day effluent treatment plant. After treatment is get discharged in nearby river. Then oil pollution. Oil spillage during charge of lubricants, cleaning and repair processes. In the depot cum workshop, the spilled out oil should be trapped in oil and grease trap. Then noise pollution. The main source of noise from the depot is during workshop. Then surface drainage. Due to filling of low-lying area for the construction of depots, the surface pattern will change. Suitable drainage measures will be adopted to drain off the area nearby rivers. Rivers. Then last part is solid waste. As per the available data, we have studied the Mumbai Kolaba Metro Line 3. It is estimated that about 1.8 ton per month of solid waste will be generated from the depot.
Hello everyone, myself Kasturi Krishna Sanjay and I am going to explain the positive environmental impact on the tunnel. This chapter deals with the positive impact of the project. The introduction of the metro rail will also yield the benefits from the non-tangible parameters such as saving due to equivalent reduction in the road construction and the maintenance, vehicle operating cost, less atmospheric air pollution, and the socio-economic benefits of the travel time. And also the better accessibility, better comfort, and quality of life. However, all the benefits cannot be evaluated in the financial term due to non-availability of the universally accepted norms. The parameters such as economic growth, improvement in quality of life, reduction in the public health problems due to the reduction in the pollution, etc., have not been quantified. Various positive impacts such that are first is the employment opportunities. The project is likely to be completed in the period of about 5 years. The project means the Mumbai Metro Rail. During this period, the manpower will be needed to take part in the various activities. About 5,000 persons are likely to work during the peak period of the construction activities. In the operation phase of the project, about 45 persons per kilometer length of the corridor, that is approximately the 1500 persons, will be employed for the operation and the maintenance of the proposed system. Thus, the projects will provide the substantial direct employment. Besides, the more people would be indirectly employed in aligned activities and the trades. The second is benefits to economy. In the present context, the project will streamline and facilitate easy movement of public in the Mumbai city. The metro rail will yield a tangible and non-tangible saving due to the equivalent reduction in the road traffic and certain socio-economic benefits. Introduction of this metro this metro rail in the Mumbai city will result in the reduction in the number of buses and private vehicles. This in turn will result in a significant social and economic benefits due to a reduction in the fuel consumption, vehicle operating cost, and the travel time of the passenger. This will facilitate the movement of the people fast. With the development of the corridor, it is likely that the more people will be involved in the trade, commerce, and allied service. The third is mobility. The proposed the Mumbai Metro Colaba Bandra networks are estimated to carry nearly 16.99 lakh passengers per day in the year 2031. The maximum php dt, that is passenger per hour per direction, on the any section will be more than 24,800 by 2031. The passenger average time saved will be about 16 minutes by year 2031. The next is safety. The Mumbai accounts for the 18.5% of total accidents in the country. The operation of the Mumbai Metro Rail will provide improved safety and lower the number of accidents. The next is the traffic congestion reduction. There will be the reduction in the road traffic due to the operation of the Mumbai Metro. The reduction in the road vehicle trips will be 3.73 lakhs in the year of 2016, 4.56 lakh in the year of 2021, and 5.54 lakhs in the year of 2031, and 6.65 lakhs in the year of 2041 respectively. The next is the reduction in the fuel consumption. The reduction in the road traffic will save petrol and diesel consumption significantly. The petrol save will be 2.25, 2.72, and 3.27 lakh liter in the year urban environmental engineering of 2021, 2031, and 2041 respectively. The saving in the diesel consumption will be 0.19, 0.23 and 0.27 lakh liter in the year of 2021, 2031 and 2041 respectively. The next is reduction in the air pollution. The reduction in the traffic due to the proposed metro rail could lead to reduced air pollution. An estimated reduction in the pollution like CO2 will be 6,800 tons in the year of 2021, 8,256 in the year of 2031 and 9,907 tons in the year of 2041. Similarly, the carbon monoxide will also get reduced by the 4,321 tons in the year of 2021, 5,254 tons in the year of 2031 and 6,304 tons in the year of 2041. The next is reduction in the number of buses. The requirement of the buses is estimated to the 450 members to cater the additional readerships due to the increase in the traffic on the road in the absence of metro. This will save an amount of equal to the nearly 2,203 million toward the capital cost of the bus system. The next is saving in the road infrastructure. There will be the net saving of 182 km road infrastructure, which otherwise would require to cater the additional load over the present 1,889 km road network. About 10% of the road infrastructure will be saved. The next is the traffic noise reduction. The reduction in the traffic volume of 10% and 50% reduces noise at the tune of 0.5 dB and 3.0 dB respectively.
Hello everyone, myself Gondge Shivanand and I am going to explain the conclusion of the tunnel design. First, we have analyzed the tunnel design load, stresses and loading conditions. Second, we studied all the factors and general requirement for tunnel design and construction. Third, we have gone through the various case study of tunnel, type of tunnel and method of construction of tunnel. Fourth, various load combination valuation is to be done through the various method. Fifth, analyze various factors responsible for tunnel construction and design. Sixth, we have overviewed all the design methods such as analytical method and numerical method, especially the finite element method. We have studied GeoPhy application. GeoPhy application is a geotechnical engineering based software used for analysis of design of tunnel. Thank you.